Hey everybody, today we are here doing the installation into the G37. So we're going to go through the process of disassembling the dashboard and then plugging in the new electronics and reassembling it with the new set of plastics for Brainiac. So we'll get started right off the bat. This one's an automatic, so we have to get rid of our shifter here. Now, one of the things that you will find on the automatic is that there is a clip to be removed in order to get this bad boy out. Oh, I'll just replate that again. So there's usually a retaining clip here that you pull out to get this shift knob off. If not, you can pull it straight out. Once the clip's out there, pull your knob off. Manual shifter might be a little bit different. Then we're able to kind of pull this trim up from the back here and it will pop out of place. So we can pull back then our shift knob here. Seriously? Okay, so if it is a automatic, you may need to put it into neutral, like I've done here, where it's beeping all the time for me, to be able to kind of get this free and get this out. From there, you're going to want to put it back into park, so that it stops beeping. So there on the bottom of your connector, you're going to have a few connections in here for your shifter itself for lighting and the oh my god, and the cigarette lighter that's in here. So we want to unclip those as well here. So let's unclip those. And we're able to take this and move this out of the way. From there, there's a couple of screws right here at the bottom to be able to bring this centerpiece out. They're just a couple of typically Phillips head screws in here, so we'll unscrew those as well. 1 and 2. And that should loosen up this centerpiece to be able to come out. Now it's connected with a couple plugs at the back here that you're going to have to release. So we'll unplug those. And we're able to bring that out. Now, in this unit here, there's a cable that's going back down around for your passenger airbag detector, essentially the light to say whether it's on or off. Typically what we recommend is just undoing the screws here and popping this out and then plugging it back in and tucking it in behind the dash, because you'll want to have that connection still on there, just making sure that you're not throwing any kind of warning lights or anything on your dash to be able to plug those back in. All right, next step is removing the top I guess you call it the screen area at the bottom here. There you'll see a couple of screws that are in here. So we're just going to loosen those out so that we can pull that top screen. That should loosen up this top screen so that we can start to pull it out. Gives us the surround that goes around everything. Might have to wiggle it a little bit. This was the connector here that was going down to that bottom climate control. So what we're going to do off of this one, we'll do it off camera, is we're going to disconnect these vents off the back. We're going to reuse these vents in our kit, and there's a couple of clips down the side, pressure clips, that we need to be able to kind of coax this out of here and pull that out. So we're just going to set this aside for right now. Now the remaining things that we need to remove is we need to remove the screen itself and the factory stereo unit, and the climate control is on here as well. So there's a few screws holding this in place, and we'll just work our way through disconnecting those. A couple down here at the bottom, a couple here at the top. So we'll go ahead and remove those screws. Once those are removed, we're able to now start to slide this unit out of the car. Now it's going to have a bunch of plugs in the back. There's a whole lot of them that go back into the factory unit. A couple of them here for the climate control. We're going to reuse this climate control and put it back in behind the dash, so we'll need to do that. But we'll start disconnecting all of the clips off the back of this main unit, starting with the climate control at the top. And then I'm just going to put some cloth down here just to protect the dashboard. And then we'll work our way through all of the plugs on the back of the stereo unit. All right, got that guy free, and we will, like I said, we're going to take this guy apart here. We're going to pull this climate control unit out. Now it's in with some Torx bits on the side, just because, you know, Nissan and Infiniti want to make things difficult. So it will require a little Torx bit here to be able to get this unit off, and we'll be ending up putting that back into the dashboard. So we will take that guy apart. Let's put it in the back here to start. Last bit on the disassembly is being able to pull out this screen. So I believe it's in with, oh, the screws that were on the bottom are the only ones that were in there. So we'll disconnect this screen from the top here, and we'll disconnect these final items from the screen. No. Found the release, that's helpful. All right, put the screen aside here. So this has everything disassembled in the center of the dashboard. So like I mentioned, we're not going to be using all of the cables that are in the back here. There's a whole bunch that do different things. Depending on your model year of your vehicle and the different features that you may have with your vehicle, there will be different plugs in the back. We ship the factory ones that fit the plugs that you need, and like I said, it's not going to plug into everything back in here. It's going to plug into select things. So next step, we will start getting things connected and working on the installation of the new kit into the dashboard. All right, so our next step here now is starting to get our reinstallation process going. Now, what we've done off camera here is we've removed the vents from the back of that center trim piece, and we've snapped on the vent surrounds from our kit. Now for these, we're just going to essentially wiggle them in place into the factory openings here. And it turns out we actually have the connection points right here for each of the previous trim to be able to install it back in place. So we will go ahead and we will screw that in. So we're able to reuse the existing screws that were there before. We'll do the same thing for the other side. Just slide it in. You'll see there's little tabs at the top that we slide into. Wiggle it in place here, and then it lines up to the connection hole right there. And we'll screw that in place. Okay, now that we have our vents in place, it becomes a little bit of like an order of operations in here. So what I would suggest doing to start off with is taking the wire lead for the hazard switch and connecting that in place here. There should be a connector that will fit. So we've got that lead. That's going to then connect into the hazard switch on the top of your charging tray in here. Just flip it to the right spot and kind of clip that in place. Now that has your connection for your hazards done. The wire lead that comes out of here will end up going to the USB charge, extra charge coming off of our electronics. So one of the first things that you're going to want to do here is get this guy back into place. But all right, now that we've got our hazard switch connected and we've got our lead for our charge coming out of here, we're going to want to connect up the electronics. So you're going to have your factory plugs that you're going to connect this to. So we'll just find our proper stereo plugs here for this vehicle. So we've got our two connectors there. The other thing that you're going to want to do is connect in your climate control connection as well. You'll have a different connector depending on your vehicle to be able to snap that in, but the key here is to kind of thread the USB lead up here behind this, kind of scaffolding where these old connectors were up in the top here, and connect this down into your harness. So we've kind of got that one's kind of sitting there. Now, the climate control unit itself is something that we need to plug in. I found kind of the best way of doing this is tucking it underneath the audio connectors here. So if we've got those in the back, we'll connect these in, right? And then you can kind of almost lay your audio connection in behind here on this. So now our situation is we kind of need to push this back into the dashboard. Now, typically what I would suggest at this point is doing any of your types of testing for your audio, making sure everything's working well, your hazard switch, all these things are good before we tuck everything back into the dashboard. So next step is we're just kind of going to go ahead and start to massage everything back into the dashboard here. So we've got kind of our little cubby hole here at the bottom, we've got our electronics in the middle, and now the next part is putting in the scaffolding in here. So the scaffolding's got a tab at the top and magnets on the outside, so this hooks into the top and then goes over some factory holes that we took the previous stuff out of. So we connected this guy in, that rolls down here, and the main thing that you want to do is make sure that these holes on the top of the little cubby sit behind these scaffolding things that come down here. So if you take a look at the way that we've designed this, is we've got the ability for the screwdriver to go down through the hole and have your screws go in the back side here so that we can get them all connected in. So we'll start with this one. Again, just make sure that your bucket is aligned behind.
Screws in the back side.
So we've got the one on there. Next step is doing the extra secondary one. Again, we can just kind of tuck our climate control back in behind so it's out of the way. Same thing, hook at the top. So we'll hook that in. We'll draw that down. Again, back in behind here. We'll use another factory screw. And we'll connect this down in. So that's secure there. Again, our main thing here is making sure that we have our holes lined up to our little bucket area here at the bottom. So that's got those lined up in behind there. Now, here's where you're now going to be able to take your USB for the climate control, and you're going to plug that into the top, and we're going to use the extra charge connector here is what's going to connect to the phone charger cable. So this then tucks up into the top here. We'll plug our USB in for the climate control, and we're able to kind of just slide this all up in between these rails at the back here. And have that all connected. So the main thing here is now just tucking these wires. Now typically what I would do at this point is zip tie this in place so it's not sliding around. It's going to be a little uncooperative for this installation because I'm not zip tying it in to do this, but the idea is tucking all of your wires back into the dash now. Okay, now we have all of the wires tucked away, and really the main two leads that we have are our audio connection and our USB connection. If it's the S6, not the S6 Lite, but the S6 doesn't have a headphone jack connection, in that case you'd be using our digital to analog converter, a little DAC that you'd be using to plug into to be able to get that audio out and in, and again just kind of tucking that back in at the top here. But the last piece of this is the actual tablet cradle itself, which holds everything together and holds it all nice and snug into the dashboard. So there are little tabs on the top and bottom of this. I highly recommend using our little zip ties that come in to secure the cables so that they don't fall back into the dashboard if you're ever removing your tablet in and out, and that's kind of why we put those there. But for the sake of this install, I'm gonna put it through and hope nothing falls into the back there. So the last part is all the supplied screws, is connecting this in all the different screw holes. So the last step here is to be able to connect our audio and USB connections and be able to place it into the dashboard here. So we'll connect up our audio connection and we'll connect up our USB at the bottom. So we have those two connections here. We can slide it up in place and clip it in. So there we have our tablet in, and then the last part is the magnetic faceplate that sits on top. So that sits that in there, and then we go ahead and we install this back in. So obviously we would connect these clips back up again. So there we have it connected back in, and then we can just snap it back down into place. So there we've got the screen installed. Last part would be just to put the shifter back on, and we've got our installation into the dashboard. So that's essentially what it's going to take. We've got our little quick charge pad here at the bottom. So we've got a wireless charging pad that we can slide the phone into. We've got our hazard switch. We've got everything all installed. Last bit to do is just power the system on and enjoy it. So that's the steps it takes to be able to install the kit into the dashboard. You know, you might need to adjust some of the different pieces here and there just to make sure that everything fits perfectly. You know, this dashboard's got some carbon on it, so it made to do a couple little adjustments just to get everything to fit so that the magnet's all touched. But this has got the kit fully installed into the vehicle. So hopefully those installation steps were helpful for you, and we hope you enjoy the kit in your vehicle.